Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for
Good
joining.
evening.
Thank you for watching. And you know how it is. Every Sunday evening, oh my God, it's been a long stretch. Episode has actually been a long stretch. This was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago. So, this is us saying we are so sorry that this is coming late.
Apologies.
This is due to technical issues and glitches. Guys, you have no idea. We show up every week, but for some weird reason that the internet won't let us, we're here today regardless, right? So
Yeah.
thank you so much for your patience, and just like we promised, this is,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm going to let him introduce himself, and yes, and then we'll move from there. So my name is Agnes Onyekere. I'm your host, and I'm going to be letting our guest introduce himself. So yes, over to you.
Yeah. I'm Babajide Ajayi. I'm a founder of the Warriors Project and also a leadership and development coach at Teach for Nigeria.
Yay! All right, so we're just going to go straight into it, right? You're just going to tell us the story behind your project. Yes, the story behind your project. So let's first of all just start with, okay, what your project is about and what you do, and then we go into the other part.
It was then I made up my mind that okay, so this is what I'm supposed to do. I met Bolu. Bolu is in primary five at that point, and Bolu was now using his hands and his leg because of late diagnosis, no knowledge at all about his condition, and it was just a simple issue of sickle cell disease that can be managed, and he can have a good life. Bolu can't learn, he can't play like his mates. I don't know how he's going to cope, with that kind of condition. But so it was at that point when I saw Bolu's case, I was like, okay, so I think this is where I should come in and make sure that so if this is how these people are living in this low income community with sickle cell disease, students in sickle cell disease living in these communities, I think I need to come out and help them. And that was how the Warriors Project is born.
Great, 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 great. So this is me going to take you back again. We are going back, going back. So let's talk about your support systems. Yes, you cannot escape it. Let's talk about your support systems when you are starting off. How
Okay.
how did your support systems come through for you, or how did they not come through for you? So I want to hear that story of um how your parents were there for you, your brothers, your auntie, So let us know what the support systems were that were there in place for you, and then so that we can use that eye to see why you think that there's so much attention that needs to be focused on students who are suffering from this disease in especially public schools in low income communities.
So I was born with sickle cell, and yeah, it took a while before my parents got to know, but I was not alone. I mean, while I was growing up, it was amazing how people around me already had known what was happening to me. So despite the fact that I struggle with it personally on a personal note, because I tell you the pain is nothing to describe, and so many of my friends. I mean, vaso-occlusive crisis and all of that thing. I can't describe it, But people were there. When I say people were there, they were intentional about my survival. They didn't just leave me to it. The only part that I was looking so lost because they themselves don't know what to do was the emotional part. Sickle cell is going to drag you out of a normal emotions because you will just see everything in the sight of the pain you are feeling. So it's going to delay a lot of things, Seth. Academically you'll be delayed. Why? Because while other people are doing examinations, you are on your sick bed. Because why even other people are studying and your bone crisis don't let you do that. your issues. I mean, and these complications are in categories, they are in categories, not just I might be lucky, I might not have much, but there are series of people, people out there that are having more complications than I do. And these cause delay in some of these things. So without proper support systems, without emotional support for these people, without even academic support, I could remember. Okay, so this is me coming to say that I failed my SS1. Yeah, when I was in public school, I failed in SS1. I was told to repeat the class, and my dad said, "No, I'm not going to send you again. That will be all." But there was one of my hands that said, "Okay, you know what? I'm going to pay for that term. I'm going to pay for that year. I know your challenge, and I really want to help. I know you can do it again." And that is why I was able to scale through that period. So apart from physical support that they can provide for these people, or they provided for me, there was emotional support also. There were material supports. There was one of my auntie that took care of my drug bills for over a while. My brothers were there. They were there. They knew about it, and they were able to watch out for when I'm fine and when I'm not fine. They were able to make plans, preparations. Okay, so how are you feeling now? So what can we do to help? All of those questions, they were just asking, and I think all these has contributed to how far I have gone. Actually, it has. Even if some pain comes, I know that okay, there are still people around. I'm not alone in it. Maybe that's just the overall thing there. I'm not alone in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could just feel it as we were talking. I could just feel you. Okay. So I want you to, because you mentioned something that your parents do not know about it at some point.
Yes, yes. Early stages is not always obvious. You can't even check a child's genotype until maybe about 6 months or 1 year. In Nigeria, so it might be late to about 3 years when those symptoms starts really coming out. Then diagnostics start coming in and all that. Then knowledge come.
Okay. So for you, how long did it take?
So for me, I think about 3 years or about 2 to 3 years. That was when they got to me.
Okay. So I understand that some of these things, some people believe that it's not a good idea for other people to know. Is that true?
Why not? Why?
Yeah,
Why?
because
Why?
there are times when they'll be like, it's an ailment. There's no point having everybody knowing. Because I see that you were able to get support from people who knew what was going on with you, to say, okay, let's see how we can also support this person. But for scenarios where families are trying to say, oh, let us not put it out there that our child has an ailment or there's something wrong, let us just cover everything, put everything in house, So, what do you think about that?
Okay, so it depends. We are we are really in an unsafe society too. Society can contribute to either whether we are open or not. Or it depends on the person owning it. Like, come on, what's the big deal about it? It's like someone having malaria. Yeah, it could just be as simple as that. Okay, this is my state of health, and so what's it about? Is it a death sentence? Is what you know about it that actually can free you. I don't see it as something you can just cover. In my every job opportunity I've had to let them know what I am. You know, let them know what I am. Okay, and this is what I am, and that does not disturb this and this. So it depends. That's why I say it depends. There are many rejections because of this. There are many um, um, social vices against this set of people, and maybe this is why they tend to just keep it to themselves. Over some people don't even care, to be sincere with you. But as much as we have that, do you own it? Do you really think it's a big deal? I mean, the person it's himself or herself right now. Do you think it's really a big deal? Can it stop you from achieving what you want to achieve in life? If it's not, then why not? This is what I am. I don't see a big deal in that.
Wow, wow. This is very eye-opening. Thank you so much for, bringing this out. Like, this is very eye-opening because I'm already seeing how, by you being even open, people who decide to say, okay, I want this person on my team is saying, okay, these are the limits, we shouldn't push this person. So they're already making arrangements in their minds that, okay, this is the unique person we have on our team. We are bringing this person on because of the capabilities of this person, right? This person is
And
capable
not
and should be
because of
here,
his health.
right?
Thank you.
Yes, this person, this is, we said we want a B C person, and this person is A B C, and the person is off. That's it. Okay, so I think that, well, I know that other people might have their reservations, but this point just makes so much sense. Makes so much sense. So I want you, before we go down into the story, please, I want you to just give us a little bit of a mental picture, right? Just make us understand, because even me, I don't really have an idea. Like, I've not been able to wrap my head around it. Okay, so what really happens when they say someone has a crisis? What happens? What's that like?
Okay, so as I said, I can only give you a mental picture because you're not in the shoes. So there are so many complications when it comes to sickle cell disease. So um, one of the major factors and is vaso-occlusive crisis, where um, because of the sickle nature of the blood cells, especially the red blood cell, it blocks the nerves or the vessels, blood vessels, and because of that, at the joints of maybe bone joints, the person will start feeling some pain, intense pain actually. So because of the shape of this of the blood, blood flow is in that to get into to some part of the body. Apart from even pain, you know, there are liver damages, there is organ damage because of how oxygen gets to some of them. Normal red blood cell takes I think about 120 days, but this sickle cell blood I think dies about 30 days. Look at the gap. So meaning that we sickle cell blood dies early than the normal. So it's possible that oxygen does not get to many organs of the body as it should with normal human body. I don't know if I'm able to still paint the mental picture. So because of all of that, they cause several complications in the body of those people. You see them slim, you see them a whole lot coming up with pains, complaints. You see their eyes yellow. You know why? Because as the blood keeps breaking down, there's what's called bilirubin, and it's yellowish in color, and it's just showing the eye that you have high level of such. And but these things are manageable. There are management things that you can use for to there are things that you can use and you'll be fine. I've been fine for over many years. I mean it's not easy, but that's just how I could paint it. The pain, the possibility of some organs being affected, the possibility of infections, the possibility of body shapes being hindered and all of that. You see some they, their their hips are being affected. They can't walk properly. You see some leg ulcer, and so it's just because of the sickle nature of the blood and oxygen movement in the body. I'm not a doctor, so I can't go deep into that. But so
Yeah,
far,
yeah.
I know
I'm
about it.
seeing you're trying really hard to paint it. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I think this is very helpful because there are lots of people are like, what are you guys talking talking about? What are you guys? Because they have no idea, um,
Mm.
and they probably have not seen anyone,
But is it
maybe have
possible
any
that
crisis. For example, I don't think I've
in
also
this
listened.
time, some people actually don't know about sickle cell? Do you think it's possible that at this age and time, that awareness is flying up and down and all of that, some people still you say they don't know about sickle cell disease?
No, no, you might know about sickle cell to say, oh, there is a sickle cell disease, but that's it. And you know, okay,
Okay.
the red blood cells, the white blood cells, that's all. That's it. Yeah,
Okay, so
that's
I
it.
hope I've been able
Really.
to paint it.
So, yeah, you've done your best. You've done your best. Thank you. I just really wanted to have a feel of, what happens when, someone has a crisis. They say, okay, this person has
Mm.
crisis. So I liked how you painted the idea of having, joints, intense joints, pains, and all that.
Um, Over the past 1.5 years, I have seen some children improve amazingly. How? It's by being intentional about them through our interventions at the Warriors Project. So, how do we do this? Is by making sure that they don't miss their drugs. So, the first thing that we tackle is their health. Before anything, health is important. And so, and many because of the low income community they come from, it's been difficult to even get some of these drugs. In fact, some of those drug prices have risen from as low as I think 300 last 2 years to about 1,000 today. So many families are having issues with that. So one of the first things of our intervention brings these drugs to them. So monthly we supply them their routine drugs. Number one. Number two is how we help them academically, and that is in collaboration with their teachers. You know, with their teacher, we are able to track their academic progress if there is any hindrances, because we now, as we can now look at their health, we now make sure that they are not absent in school. What can make a child to be absent, especially sickle cell child, is health. You see, out of 12 weeks of school, it could just be coming for 4 weeks. Every other weeks is either down of one crisis or the other. But if we can tackle that drug part where they don't miss their drugs, they are balanced health-wise, then they can focus on academics. And with the help of their teacher, they can recover what they have lost. We can track their academic progress. And if there are things we need to do about their academics, we do it together. I mean, we help them in collaboration with their teachers to find out how we can help. And we supply those things. So academically, we sort that. Then, and the aspect of emotions, because these are the three basic way we help them. And the aspect of their emotions is community engagement. So we now go ahead to engage the community, the parents, the teachers, their neighbors, whoever they are. So we go as deep as into their houses, even schools, to educate these people about this disorder and also train them how to manage it. Some parents don't know how to manage it when it happens. Sometimes, okay, so this is going to be shocking. Do you know that sometimes it does not mean a crisis does not determine when you don't determine when crisis comes. So let me just put it short like that. You could just wake up and see yourself going down. And so when that kind of situation happens, how do you salvage it before you get to the hospital? Some parents right now don't even know the importance of the local clinics beside them. Some of their health centers, they don't know what they do there. And these are opportunities that these students um, can make use of. So community engagement programs. The Warriors Project has been able to integrate these parents, teachers, and students into their community health systems. Get them cards in these hospitals. Let them know um, their status and all of that. So we educate them. And so imagine we now take it into their schools too. Their friends will be very careful of the kind of play they play. They will know that okay, so we have someone like this here, so we need to be very careful what we do. Even teachers will know how to teach them themselves, so they are not they are not they are not a minus, they are only just being special in terms of um, how we manage them.
Great. Okay. So let me ask a quick question. For the drugs, for the routine drugs, how often do you guys need to take it?
They are routine, and so they are ever going to be with us every day.
Okay, so it's every day. Is it once a day
Yes.
or there are like couple of them?
Okay, so there are a couple of them, and so there are some that you use daily. There are some when this thing starts, you use them. Okay.
You know, there was something I realized in my class because in my classroom I tried to make everybody my friend. So over time I realized that I had two children in my class who were HIV positive and
Mm.
they didn't know about it. They
Wow.
didn't know. And their parents didn't tell them because I think they felt they were too young to handle the information.
Mm.
So imagine children who don't know. How do you expect them to
Mm.
tell you something they don't know? So they were my friends. So when they come to class, they're like, Miss Agnes, Miss Agnes. And I'm like, okay, what happened? You didn't come to school on Thursday. And then they will say, oh, we went for a support group. And I'm like, oh,
Wow.
great. So what happens in your support group? So they now tell you, they now say, oh, we have one song we sing. They say, oh, take your drugs, low viral level, da, 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 da. So they say everything. They told me everything. And that was how I got to realize that
Mm.
okay, this was what was
That was
going
the
on.
issue.
So yeah, I went to their home to visit the dad, and I was really hoping he was going to open up to me, but he didn't. So
Mm.
I was like, okay, she doesn't come to school on Thursdays. And he was like, oh, she has malaria, so that's why. And I was like, okay, okay, that's okay, that's okay. So and I just left it so it doesn't look like, oh, what is she knowing what's happening in my house. No, that's what I was telling you about. Some people just don't want it to go out anywhere. So um I understand, you get. So when they came back to school, and I realized that in our conversations and all, because I started asking questions. That was when I realized that there is another person in the class who was going to the same support group we had. And she was like, yes, we meet together in the same support group every week, you know. And she doesn't know that it's a support group. She just knows that I don't know how what platform that is, but they do it very well to the extent that they
Mm.
incentivize it. So they
Wow.
make them come. They never miss it. They never miss it.
Exactly.
Guess why? Because they share mods. They'll give them 1,000 when they come every week.
Wow.
So they never ever in their life miss it. They will always go. They will collect their
Wow.
drugs. Now I think it's been made free by the government. So they will collect their drugs. They
Mm.
would they will collect it, then they will give them 1,000 naira. Then whoever it is that agrees to bring them, because they are kids, whoever it is that agrees to bring them, they'll give that person 1,000 naira as well, something like that. So there is a 2K that goes with them back home anytime, every
Mm.
week that they come for that support group.
That's
So when they come, they put them together and then they discuss how they've been taking their drugs for the week, how they've not missed their drugs, and then they clap for the people who have not missed, so everybody is keeping everybody accountable. Then
yeah.
they'll give them their drugs, and they'll tell them they should sing their anthem of low viral load, all that stuff. They'll say the pledge and all that, and then the children who don't, if they don't understand what all these things mean, but
Mm.
I'm sure when they start growing a little older, they would really get understand all these things. But fantastic structure. I don't know who brought that up, but it works. They will never, in fact, they would prefer to miss school than to miss their support group,
That's
which I think it's okay, saying that there is a balance. They come to school for the 4 times in a week, and that one time in a week where they have to deal with their
for their
health, they
health.
go for it. So imagine another teacher saying, "You did not come to school that Thursday. I will flog you." Da, 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 da. You get. So those are places where we actually need to be as open as possible, because guess what? The other
Yes.
teachers in that school did not know. And I tried as much as possible not to tell any of them, because I know
Anybody.
they might start to segregate to say, this one
Thank you.
HIV, no, not with
Thank
my
you.
child, that kind of thing. So I try to keep it as low profile as possible. So those are the things, those are the issues, So I would like to ask
Yeah.
if you have any if you're looking towards maybe having any kind of like structure in place, something like that, and all that.
Yes, so the main vision actually is to create a community of elder um, sickle cell students all over that can hold themselves accountable. That can, as much as they are doing well health wise, they are also doing well academically, they are doing well emotionally, and they are set up with skill sets. So as you also grow older, your challenge also differ. As children, they are just seeing it as not increasing our viral level. I mean, based on your stories. As they grow older, they will start seeing the segregation parts. They will start seeing the emotional trauma parts. They will start seeing by the time friends starts, talking and other people with low understanding about all of these things. The same thing with sickle cell. They will start understanding that, oh, just let you off because of some things like this. They will start seeing it that, oh, okay, your friends circle might change, might be you might be stigmatized. As you grow older, you start seeing some of those things. I think, I'm not sure, I haven't laid my hands on facts yet, but I think in some countries they don't allow sickle cell people to come in one or two countries, I don't know. That's another challenge. Some people don't want it. Some people, some company policy, I don't know. But as we grow older, we start understanding that, okay, it's just not just your health. And so I think it's also valid for people who want not wanting, but I think the earlier you understand, the earlier you accept, the earlier you can deal with it. And so the Warrior Project also is also planning a community of people that can do well health wise, live a healthy lifestyle, as they every day battle this and win the battle of the struggle of sickle cell. They keep emotionally balanced psychology, mindsets, because environment have a way of affecting our mental, our emotions, and also are set up skill wise. So also we also have a program which we have secondary school leavers being trained with skills. So sickle cell students who are battling with admission, there are scholarships for them too. So this is system all over, a complete system we are trying to create here. Not just between the age of this and we leave. No. We take them as we enroll them and we mentor them into what they should be. Actually, I have told you, I think I've said it on this. I have friends who are software engineers today and they are sickle cell um, disorder. By God's grace, I have a career in education. I have another one who's working with fitting pharmaceuticals, with pharmacists. We have friends who are doctors. So meaning that you can also, all of these people can come together to help the ones coming up. And this is a community we are actually building to make sure that nobody is left behind.
Thank you. That's, oh my god. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so let us know what Warrior the Warriors project needs at this point. So how can people support?
Yeah, okay. So we are this part of scaling. We want to go deeper into low income communities. We are not, I used to say this, but I don't know whether it's quite very right. But I want to be as open as you Agnes. If that child was actually just coming out from a Lamborghini, going to school, and Lamborghini comes back to pick him up and all that, I agree that it's still the same pain, it's still the same disorder, but I think he has support. But for these low income students, it's our target. So we actually want to go deeper into these communities. If I can get, if we can get in 5 schools, we can get 20 sickle cell students. Who said we can go deep into about 10, 15 schools and get more numbers? And so the number scares me, but at the same time, it's possible to do it. So we need support in terms of partnership, especially with pharmaceuticals, with industries, that can say, okay, I want to supply these drugs for this set of people for the next 1 year. I want to do their genotype for them. I want to do their PCV level for the next 1 year. Don't worry, we are going to partner together to make sure their educational needs are met. So we are looking for partnership when it comes to education, institutes, NGOs, to man their education. For health, we can supply their medications, and for professionals to also partner with us to mentor these people to become better in life. Thank you.
Thank you. So you're looking for volunteers, or you guys are done picking volunteers?
Yeah, so well, we are done for now, but the application will soon be open again because we are looking at a conference coming up by November. This conference actually brings together medical practitioners, parents of sickle cells, the sickle cell students themselves, and their teachers, and where we have closed rooms to discuss about their challenges and how we can both manage it together. We have speakers, we have health experts, and we have educationists that will come to address them, and we can share our challenge both in academics and also in their health with them. So this conference is coming on. We call it TWP conference, in 2024, where we just have that conference together. And so after that, shortly after that, the volunteer window will be open again. So for those planning for the volunteers we need for that, for that is already on ground. We already have about 20 volunteers ready to work with, and more ready to work with the Warriors project. And we also have sponsors already, though we still need more though. But we already have sponsors already who are ready to partner with us for the conference.
Oh, looks like a beautiful work you guys are already doing. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, great, great. So what are your parting words to parents, to students, to if I just everyone?
Okay, so I'm going to split my words in three categories. Number one, to the communities there. Like, sickle cell is not a terminal disease. With proper management, it can be managed. It can be, you can take control of it as an individual with sickle cell. You can help them. You can give them adequate support, and they won't have trouble. You know, living the best life they can while still breathing. Many organizations actually are big on awareness, and this is where I have issues. Many organizations are big on awareness, just aware. Let us stop sickle cell. Let us stop sickle cell. But what about those that are already on ground? What do we do with them? Do we just leave them to die or to not matter to our community? Is it their fault? Their sickle cell? If you should blame people, you should know the people you should hold. But away from that, that's not. It's not time to throw the blame game. But support them as much as you can when you see them around you. To to professionals out there, to sponsors, potential sponsors. We are here to partner with you to go deep into those deep places and help them as much as they could be. Is alarming that about that Nigeria is actually the epicenter of this disorder. In case you don't know, research has shown that, and about 200,000 sickle cell babies are born annually, and 80% of them are actually in low income communities. And if 80% of them are in low income communities, 70% of those babies in low income communities don't survive the age of 5 to 7. Can you see how many sickle cell babies we lose annually? I mean, to death because of lack of management. And so, if you are keen on health, if you are keen on sickle cell sponsorship, we are here to partner with you and to take these interventions even to them as deep as it could be. We are here. And to my warriors, you're not alone. Um, there will be struggles. I bet it with you, but you're not alone in it. Um, look past the Let us look past the challenge. Let's look at past it. Daily we can defeat it, and every day, just be hopeful, and we'll have the best of life. We are coming for you. If you are still out there as a child that's in low income communities, though, we are coming and we will meet you soon. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Ajay, for coming. I
Thank you
appreciate it.
so much. And I really want to say
You know
thank you
what?
to you.
I'm just going to stop talking here so that we don't make it any longer than it is than it already is. So, thank you so much and good night. Bye.
Thank you too. Thank you very much.